Hi everybody, it's Diana with stampingwithdie.com. I want to welcome you to my Teach Me Tuesdays, episode 115. I can't believe it, 115, oh my gosh. Now, if I'd have kept doing videos from when I first started doing videos, there would have been a lot more, but I did take a break. But I am so excited to show you this technique today, and I can't believe that I have not done this before because I love to watercolor, and I used to watercolor all the time, right? People probably got so sick of seeing that that's all I did. And now it seems like all I do is use the Stampin' blends. But now I'm like, ooh, I might go back to doing more watercoloring because this was so much fun. And anybody can do it. I don't want you like going, do it. Anybody can do it. So I picked a stamp set that I think also makes anybody be able to do it as well. And we're also using the water painters. And why do I have 4 on my desk? We only have 3. All right. Oh, because I got an extra little one just in case I needed to during the video. All right. So who all is here? I'm about choked. So Candy, Jill, Carol, Ann, Jackie, 2 Jackies, and Teresa. Oh, Teresa, you better pay attention while you're driving. Anyways, oh, Lisa, right, make you an artist. All right. So because I have a little notepad write down the YouTube handles, like, so now I need to write down fuss, Lisa. Okay. So anyway, so I want to get started, and because you're gonna love this. All right. So let me turn the phone. Hey, Nancy, and Connie, and Jenny. I love our group. It's growing every day. All right. So that looks good. Let me get up here a little bit. Let's see. That looks good because I want to be a little bit closer today, I think. All right. So what I'm going to be using is, and if you don't have this stamp set, this is one that you're going to want to get because this is the one I picked because it is a great one to teach you how to do this technique. And it's been around a while. So this is in the main catalog and it's free as a bird. Nature, birds, anything like that, you can color them however you want, whatever color you want. If you want this to be a purple and pink bird and there's not such thing in real nature, who cares, right? You want a purple and pink bird. So that's why I love this set. I love nature. It's very forgiving. So that's what I'm going to be using. And like I told you, I'm using, these are the water painters. And I'm just going to use the skinny one. I don't use the big one very often. It's great for licking your envelopes. If you don't like to lick your envelopes, this is a great one to keep on hand to lick your envelopes. All right, let's see. We also have, so this is my little silicone, you know, the silicone, whatever. I just cut it into 4. And I have like these little cotton rounds that I use for taking nail polish off and stuff. So what I do is I set this on here, and then as I clean my brush, this gets really wet, right? And this just stops my desk from getting like really soaked. All right, so I have that off to the side. And then we are stamping on shimmery. So we're going to stamp on shimmery cardstock. When I do watercoloring, I usually gravitate to the shimmery. Watercolor obviously works good, but I like the stamp to be really crisp, and I find that the shimmery stamp's really crisp, so that's what I'm using. And it's also, it's a coated paper, so it allows you to watercolor, and it doesn't peel the paper as quickly as like the basic white would. All right, so let's get our pieces of paper here. Now we are going to be stamping our images with the Sahara sand because basically what we're going to be doing is we want to color and not have the line show. Now you could still probably have, you may still see a line here and there, but you definitely don't want to stamp it with the black, right? All right, so let's get our big birds inked up. So this is just a Sahara sand. And we're going to put our birds right there. And then I want to do the inside of the card as well. So I'm going to use this bird and we're going to put her over here. All right. Now, what I'd like to do also, let me get a grid sheet. I want a grid sheet. But what I like to do is, and they've got ink on them, so that's why I put a grid sheet. I like to keep them handy and nearby because as we're coloring, sometimes you're like, oh, well, what is that? So then you just look at this, right? And you go, okay, well, that's a flower, that's a leaf, you know, whatever. This one isn't so bad if you do like a big flower or something. So I'd like to just kind of keep that handy so that I want to pull it off camera a little bit because I'm afraid it's catching the light and I don't want to be blinding you. All right, so we're done with our Sahara. And then here's my little, whatchamacallit. So let me pull this over here. So this is just that little thing I mentioned. And we're going to be using the small water painter. I want to make sure I didn't miss Brenda, Lady Di. Hey, Linda. And Mary's here too. I have a frog in my throat today. All right, so we're going to just start to color. So what we can do is we're just going to pick, where is my coastal? All right, so what I want to do first, I'm going to take my Coastal Cabana and I want to just kind of put a little bit of color around my birds. So I just give this a little squeeze just to make sure there's nothing coming off of it. And then we're going to come over and we're going to load up our water painter. And I'm going to have it pretty watery, right? I don't want it to be really, really dark. Oop, let me get my grid sheet. Hold on. Hold on. All right, let me get that going. Because what I like to go like this, right? And then you'll see if it's going to be too dark or not. All right. And then we're just going to go around our birds a little bit. And this is just going to show that there's sky back there. So I'm not trying to be like really perfect with it. Watercoloring is very fluid. It's great because you don't have to be a perfectionist. All right. So I'm just doing this. I'm trying not to go touch because you can make the Sahara bleed, right? Because it's water-based. So I'm just kind of staying away. Kind of staying away from there. All right. So that looks good. Looks good. All right. So we've just added a little bit of our coastal around. And let's do it on the one on the inside too. So we're just going to add a little bit around her as well. Just a little bit of color, just so they're not like just standing there like naked, right? Okay, then we're going to start to color our birds. So I just kind of went online and I was like, well, what does a robin look like? And so I just kind of was like looking at robins for some reason. But I don't know if these are really like a special bird or if it's just a bird. All right. So we're going to color our birds. And this might not even be the true color for a robin, but that's just what I ended up using. So this is Coastal Cabana. Oh, wait, this is Coastal Cabana. Calypso Coral. I just use Coastal Cabana. So this is Calypso Coral. And we're going to color our bellies of our birds. And just like when I color with the blends, I'm going around and around. Just kind of round and around. So we're doing all our bellies. So I'm doing one light with the color, and then we'll go back. But you want to let it dry in between because I'm just picking the same color over and over. It's not like I'm picking a darker You know, like you could go Calypso and then you could maybe pick cinnamon and then, you know, and keep going darker and darker. I'm choosing to use the same ink pad to get multiple layers of color. Just a little bit. If I go too close, then my hand's in the way. All right, so now these are dry. Oh, let me do the inside one. Let me do the inside one. She's got a belly too. All right, so we're gonna just do the same thing with our inside bird. Okay, now these guys are dry, or girls, whatever. And then I'm just picking up some more of my, I keep wanting Calypso Coral. Good grief. All right. And now we're going to add a little bit to the edge here. So then there's going to be a little bit of a darker color on the side. And I'm not squeezing my pen, my water painter. It just kind of, the color kind of comes out, right? You're going to squeeze it to clean it. You don't squeeze it to use it, or you'll have a mess. So see, I'm just adding that little bit of a darker Calypso Coral on there. And all I did was I just put refill. I just squirted refill in here. I'm going to scoot up a little bit. I just squirted refill in there. It's a lot easier than squeezing the pad. All right. Oh, this is the Free as a Bird. It's in the main catalog. All right. So see how now our birds have a little bit more color going on. And then let me bring the big bird over. Oh, isn't that funny? Big bird. Definitely not big bird. All right. So same thing. We're going to add a little dark here. A little dark here. Under the wings. So you're coloring, whether you're using blends or not, it's always the same kind of, you know, you'll hear me use the same terms, right? You know, like where the light hits it and all that kind of stuff. Because those rules don't change. It's just, you know, what tools you're using. All right, so I'm going to leave those for now because I can always go back and add. All right, so that was Calypso. Now I'm going to squeeze. So I'm squeezing to clean it, and then I just rub it on there. All right, so now I want Smoky Slate. And the wings are going to be Smoky Slate. Now, Smoky Slate is kind of a dark gray, right? So I'm just coming here. I'm like going, see, this is why I shouldn't go up. I need to just stay. Because then you can see the ink pad. I'm looking 3 different places so I can make sure you can see me. All right, so see how I'm just grabbing that lighter of the gray. And we're just going to do the wings, that tail. The wing would come over here as well. I want the head to be that dark gray as well. And they might not look like much right now, but when you get done, they just turned out so fun looking. So you just got, and I just did all my birds the same. You could do something really fun and have them be all different birds, right? But I just did them all the same. Because I'm just teaching you the technique. So I didn't want to make it any more complicated by having 50 ink pads out here. All right, and then the head of this one. Now I'll set that aside. Oop, gotta get that wing. Hang on a minute. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside, let that dry, because remember we're using the same color, but we want to have different color variations of it. So we need to let it dry in between. Because if you just keep adding it while it's wet, it just keeps pulling the color around and you'll never get that darker look to it. All right, so again, this is Smoky Slate. And this just kind of reminds me of a coloring book because we're just kind of tracing and coloring it in. All right, so we're going to let her dry. And then we'll bring our other ones back. And now we can add a little bit darker. So what I do is I just take the tip and I kind of touch where it's dark right there. And it just picks up a tiny little bit. And then I'm just going to draw in here because I want it to almost be outlined. And this is the perfect tip. It's a nice, small, tiny water painter. So same thing. We're just kind of outlining that area. And around here. So I'm just barely putting any color on there. And watercolor is so pretty. Oh my God. I wish I could really truly be a watercolorer. But this makes me feel like I am. All right. So that looks good. And let's do the big mama bird. So same thing. We want it to be a little darker there. And we're going to come in and add, so then you kind of see like wings in there, right? But just a light touch. And again, you can look at the stamp that I have off camera here. And you just kind of look at it and go, okay, well, there's a little wing there and whatever. Or you can add your own, right? Because now you're kind of being your own artist. And when I do the leaves, you'll see what I mean. All right, so that looks pretty good. Okay, because you can always add more. All right, so let's just switch colors. So again, I'm squeezing and rubbing. All right. Get that girl out of there. All right, let's do the yellow. So this is just the mango because I wanted to put a little bit of yellow on there. So I'm gonna have their beaks be mango. So I'm inking that up. So I'm inking it up. And then I'm just gonna come over and put it on their beaks. So their beaks are pretty little, but I want to have a little bit of yellow on there. And then same with the inside bird. Don't forget your inside bird. There. So she's got her little yellow beak too. All right. Then we're going to grab Balmy. Now, Balmy is what I'm going to do the heads, like, or the, I don't know what, that's kind of their head, but their cheek or whatever, I don't know what that is. I'm a stamper, not a bird person namer. I don't know what their pieces are. All right, so we're just going to pick up some Balmy blue, and I want it to be light as well, right? I don't want it to be super, super dark. So I'm really diluting it. And then just, make sure it's not too dark. You just use your grid sheet. And then we're just coming over. And I'm just doing it on the edge of the bird first. So it's darker right there. And then I'll go and finish them. And then it's just a little bit lighter as it goes out. See how cute our little birds are turning? So let's get our big bird. Hey, Karen. All right, so let's get our big bird. So same thing with our Balmy. And then you can get some of that color off of there so that it gets a little lighter as it goes over to the beak. So there's our inside bird. Then we want soft suede. So we're going to do soft suede. So we're going to do soft suede a little bit on the birds. We're going to do it on the branch. Hi, McKenna. I miss you too. Did you get your calendar? All right. So we're going to pick up some soft suede. And I'm just doing the branch now. So I started from this end and I worked over and it got lighter. And then I'll do the same thing. So I'll go over here. So it's a little bit darker. And it'll be darker under where the birds sit. And now this is dry, so we can add a little bit more. So I'm just barely touching because soft suede's pretty dark, right? All right, so again, take your tiny, tiny little tip and we're gonna go up into the legs of the birds. So their little legs, I just did them as soft suede as well. Just because I didn't want to have a whole bunch of ink pads out here. All right, so we're going to do the same thing here. We've got stems over here. Now you try doing this skinny little thing with a Stampin' blend, and that ain't happening. So there's times where watercoloring, you can be more detailed, right? There's our little foot there, little foot. So I'm just basically tracing the stamp. And then there's like a trunk knot or something there. So I'm just going to add a little bit more color to that. So it's got a little more emphasis on it. And we can just mess with our tree. So we can put a little lines, you know, where the branches, or not the branches, but the bark would be. Give it a little more detail, right? So let's bring our big bird over. So she's got her legs as well. And then I want to make this be not too dark. And I'm going to put a ground under her. So now she's like standing on the ground. So see her? So, and it's not, you're not totally coloring it in. So see, there's like white here. You're not trying to color it all the way in, right? Right. Let's see. Do I want any more? And I'll put a little bit, just a tiny little bit of soft suede by their wings a little bit, just so that they have a little bit of brown in there as well. Because they would have, you know, a little bit of brown color. All right. Then clean, clean, clean. Oh, am I missing? I'm missing. You did. Yay, McKenna. All right, very, very good. All right, hold on a second. I need to make my sister be able to answer questions. Put her to work. All right, hang on. And exactly, that's how it is, Mary, because you are coloring up the line. So it almost, you're pretending like you're drawing it, but I'm not really. Hey, Jenny. But Jackie, it is. You're just kind of like tracing and coloring. Okay, so let's do the leaves. So I'm going to use Old Olive. And that's why, and I had sent my sister a picture. I said, this is what I'm going to do today. And so, all right, so now this is Old Olive. And I'm like, get so you can see it. All right. It's so crooked on here. All right. So we've got Old Olive. And then we're going to do our leaves. But this is what's fun about the no line. So if you want more leaves, you can add more leaves. If you want bigger leaves. So let me show what I mean. So here's a leaf here. So I'm just tracing that leaf. But what I want to do is I want to give that leaf a little more personality. So I'm going to like go like this. So that leaf's got like a longer kind of tip to it. Because we're being our own artists now, right? So we've got leaves here. So just like I did the other colors, I'm doing my first coat, and then I will go back and we'll make it darker. We'll put some more old olive to give different colors, right? So see, I'm just making my leaves be a little bit more rounder. Give them a little bit more personality. Right. And then it fills the card up a little bit more, right? Right. So just keep doing this. And then I couldn't decide what color I wanted my flowers. So I tried a few different colors, and I ended up going with Magenta Madness. Can you believe it? But it just looked so cute. Because I thought, well, do I want something softer? But magenta won out. So see, we're making that leaf go way bigger than it really is. Right. Now, these are all dry, right? So we're going to go back, just like I did with the other. I'm just putting that tip right into that ink that's pretty potent. And we're coming back, and we're just going to add some dark old olive now. And when you start adding the darker stuff, that's when it comes to life. That's when it really looks like a watercolor. So we're just adding that same old olive. Now, if you want, you know, I could have picked Mossy Meadow, right? And put two different greens in there. But I'm just keeping it pretty simple because you can get so many colors just by layering and letting them dry in between. That is very important. So I'm just going up there and grabbing a little bit. All right. So how does that look? Doesn't that look so cute? Oh, for the no line, look, what ink did you stamp the image in? I stamped my image. Thank you, sister. See, I need to make you be a moderator or something, Jackie, so you can, so it would highlight, so it shows that you're answering. I used Sahara sand to color the images so that you don't see the lines. All right. Then let's do the flowers, because I think I'm good with my leaves. So let's see. I put you as a moderator, Jackie. I did. I just did. All right. So if you answer, it should highlight you, I think, so that your answer will be lit up. So I think it make it easier for people to see that you're answering. Okay. So this is the Madness. So now I'm going to do the flowers. And this is where I was like, oh, they just looked so pretty being like a bright pink. So then I try that little color on there, and then we're just going to put our pretty little pink flowers. So the same thing I did before, right? We're doing our first layer kind of light, because then we can go back and add more. You can't take it off. You can add more, you just can't take it off. So it's not like the color lifter, right? With the Stampin' Blends where you can fix your boo-boos. But with watercoloring, you can just have it be a splatter. I noticed a lot had splatters. All right, so now these should be dry, so then I'm going to go back and pick up a little bit more and just add a little more to our flowers. So they've got more than one color pink in there. All right, so let's see. Oh, so you see? Yes, Jackie has to be nice and play now. She always is. Okay, so see, here's the outside and the inside, but I'm not done. I'm not done. All right, now this is when you can add more, but I'm just gonna like leave it be because I think it looks pretty good. But if you'll notice, our birds look like they need an eyeball, right? Don't you think our birds, they kind of look like they need an eyeball because of the no line? It's not like you have a black image, right, where you would see the eyeball. So I'm just going to take a felt, and this is just a Papermate pen, right? Papermate felt pen. Only because my Stampin' Right black is empty, and so I just grabbed this. All right, and then, so this is another reason why you kind of want to have the birds nearby so you can tell where their eyeballs are. All right, so I'm going to put a little black eyeball on birds. And now, don't they look more alive because they have their cute little eyeball? And we got to make the eyeball be here too. Now this eyeball's bigger. So what I did was I kind of pulled it down. So see, it was a ball, and then I put a line just so that she has like a little bigger eyeball than the other birds. And then if you want, you can use your gel pen and you could put a little white eyeball. You just want a little because you don't want to cover up the black all the way. It's just very, very subtle. Very, very, very subtle. But look how cute that is. All right. So then I was like, oh, do we want to put any like flicks? Do you want to have any splatters? So then I grabbed the black, and the black looks good, but then I thought it'd be nice maybe to have some greens. So hopefully I don't wreck this. All right, so we have our dark Just Jade, and we're just going to be up here, and we're going to do a couple little flicks. Not a whole bunch. All right. Oh, look, it flicked on the inside too because I was flicking it too high. All right, but that's okay. So now we have little like flicks of Just Jade around on our cards. All right, so we also need to put our greeting. So let me just kind of bend this back. I'm going to actually glue it to my black so it will lay flat. Because of all that watercoloring, see, it wants to buckle a little bit. And when I put my greeting on there, I don't want to mess it up. And if it's buckling, that buckled edge of the card will catch the ink before I get in the right spot. So I'm going to put my card together first. All right, so hold on a minute. So now it's laying flat, right? All right. Then get our card base. So I just made it be shimmery card base as well. The white in the eye. Oh, the life light. Yes, but they just needed that little bit of the eyeball. All right. So this is going to go on the inside. Burp, burp. Put that on crooked, but no one can tell when it's stuck on the card. All right, so that's going to go on the inside. And these were just 3 3/4 by 5. I cut them a little smaller because that's what size I cut this to go on here. All right, so then I kind of wanted that to be the same size. All right, so let's get our greeting. So I'm using the Memento Black for my greeting. All right. So this is We're the Best of Friends, and I need to stamp it. I need to see here, right? Because it looks straight there, but it's not straight and really. So I stamp it on my scrap first, and then I know when I stamp it, I need to kind of go down a little bit on my right side. All right. Oop. Oh, it's a little off, but hey, that's all right. I still love it. All right. Do you think anybody would say, sorry, I don't want that card because the greeting's a little crooked? All right. So same with this one. All right. Then I can put my lid on. So that's why I usually like the photopolymer greetings because you can see through. All right. Let me make sure that's dry. Dry, dry, dry. All right. Glue this on the front, and then I'll show you the other one, because I splattered the other one with the black so you can see the difference. All right. Now I didn't put any embellishments because it's such a pretty card as it is, right? Like I don't think it necessarily needs an embellishment. All right. And then let's see here. We need to do our envelope. Right? I'm teaching you to do your envelopes. So I'm not going to watercolor the envelope. I'm just going to put this leaf. So I've got my old olive. So we're going to put our old olive over here on the left-hand side. So we've got our leaf there. And just like we did the other day, we're going to decorate our envelope. So we're doing the top. And then we'll open that up to do the bottom. So now we have this matching little envelope to go with our pretty card. All right. Frameable art. I know, right? Like sometimes I have done that. I have some stuff that is framed. All right, so let me show you. So here is, so this is what I was doing. So this was me playing. So this was me playing earlier, right? And I was like, okay, well, I like these colors, but this one I did Sahara, I think, for their faces. And I was like, no, I don't want their faces to be Sahara. I was trying, see, this is where I was trying the different colors of the flowers. Because I just, practice. And then this is the one I actually sent my sister to show her. So this is the one that I ended up liking. I'm like, okay, so this turned out good. And this one I actually added a little yellow to the flowers and a little bit of the gel pen. And I didn't do that on the finished one. And then I finished one to look at. And then, so this one right here, this one I splattered with the black. So it's just a little bit harsher than the jade. I like the splatters no matter what color, right? You like the black frame? Yeah, I was like, what color do I put on there? And I just went with the black. Let's see, am I missing anything? Can I hold it up close to the camera to see the splatters on the one you made today? All right, so here's the one you did today with the Just Jade. Been watching your card. So there is the Just Jade. And then, so see how pretty it looks? It looks, I mean, I hate to say that because I made it, but it looks so pretty. And then here's the black one. So you can see the difference between the two. The black border does make it pop. And then this is the black splatters. So they were just a little more stronger than the green. So it really, really doesn't matter. But isn't that so fun? Like I feel like an artist. I just, and now I'm like, why have I not done this technique before? So so I was playing, let me see. So certain stamp sets I think work better. And so I didn't finish the little turtle, but look how cute the turtle is. And this was just me using the colors that I had on my desk, right? Like if I were to make one for real, I would pull out some different colors. I was just like using the colors I had on my desk. But look how fun the little turtle is. What color did you use for the tops of the heads? So, so these are the colors that I used today. Let me see. Let me flip them around. These are the colors. So I used so many colors today. All right, hang on a minute. So does that help? All right, so Sahara Sand is what I stamped the original images with, because then when you color it, it almost reminds me of a pencil line, right? So if you see a little bit, showing, it just looks like you drew it and that was your pencil line. And then, oh, I must send the turtle to your sister. But the turtle's not done. I didn't finish. I mean, I could stick him just unfinished like this in with your glue dots. All right, so then Magenta Madness were the flowers. Balmy Blue were the heads, like where their cheeks are. The face of the bird was Balmy Blue. And then Smoky Slate were their wings and then the top of their head. And then Soft Suede. Okay, I'll finish him and send him. I'll do it better because that was not the right colors. So then we have Soft Suede was the trunk or the branch that they're on. Old Olive were the leaves. Mango Melody were the beaks. Calypso Coral were the bodies. And Coastal Cabana is what I did at the beginning to just kind of give that water. But you want to make sure if you do that, like make sure you rewatch the video right from the beginning. You don't want to just go like a wash, right? Because you will blend, you will like smear that Sahara sand all over, right? Because these are all water-based. These are just water-based ink that I used. So if you do that, you're going to bleed out your Sahara sand because it's not like a waterproof ink. We're just basically using it so that we have the shape of the birds so that we can do our own kind of drawing. So anyways, but I do love them. They are so great. And then, but Jackie, anybody can do that. That's what I'm like saying. Because it is a very soft card, right? Because you don't have those stark black lines that we would see if we, stamped it like normal. I don't even think I stamped it anywhere with black. I don't even think I did stamp it anywhere with black. I have some things I'm trying, and if it works, I had to order something. If it works, I'll show it another day. But it didn't work with what I had at home, and if it works, then I'll show another day. But anyways, so let me flip the phone. But so isn't that fun? Oh my gosh! But anybody can do it. Anybody. So look through your catalog, and so this one was perfect, I think, to teach it because it's just very forgiving. It is a very forgiving stamp set, and it's a very pretty stamp set. I'm pretty sure. Oh, and flowers would work. You just want something that's not too I don't even know what, I can't even think of the word. I don't know. Just practice, right? Like, and just play. And definitely this little tiny one is good. There's a middle one, and this would probably be better if you're covering like a big area, would be good. But like I said, I usually don't use this one, the big one. I used it when I did the alcohol technique. It was good for that. But it's such a big brush. But like I said, if you don't like to lick your envelopes, all you do is put water in this and put it on the glue thing and close your envelope. You never have to lick an envelope again. So anyways, all right. Because I have one on my desk. It's always an envelope one. It's an old aqua painter one. But I should probably use that one. But anyways, all right, so I'm gonna say see you later. Hey Joe. So yeah, I do love my cute little birds, and I'll just set them up here. You'll see them, because usually I try to put stuff up here that's kind of oh my god, I thought that was a spider. Oh, I will pee my pants, but it's just a ladybug. It's one of those ladybug embellishments. Oh, give me a heart attack. All right. So anyways, but yeah, I usually try to put, some of my later cards up there. So I'll have to stick that one up there. But anyways, all right. So I'm going to say see you later. And Thank you so much for joining me. I have my What You Maker Wednesday for tomorrow, and that will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much. And when you share, I love when you subscribe and give me the thumbs up too. And because YouTube likes that, and then they share my videos more that way as well. But if there's anything you ever want to see that I me to demo, let me know, and I will try it. But this might be one of my new favorite things to do. So nothing's gonna get done now. You'll see me wearing dirty laundry because all I'll be doing is watercoloring. All right, well, I'm gonna say see you later. I will see you tomorrow, all right? Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for spending some time with me today. You make my heart all full. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.